Hey folks, welcome back to Maypole Farm. It has been a very long time since we were here, but I have heard that the farm is up for sale. So, there's the old store. We're in a pickup truck. I've got a bit of cash in the bank, and we are headed down to. Well, we're going to go see if I can remember how to get to the farm. So I've heard it's up for sale for a pretty good price, and I've heard it's a bit run down. It's changed hands a few times. It's been in the hands of some developers. It may not be in the condition it was in when we left it, because it was a pretty thriving farm. I think we need to follow this car around to the left. It was a pretty thriving farm when we left it. So, but yeah, it's not done so well since we left the area, and yeah, ended up with some in the hands of some developers. So we'll see what it's like. See if we can maybe rejuvenate it if it needs some rejuvenation. And yeah, no, the animal dealers even had a rebuild. Wow. So I think we are down here on the left somewhere, if my memory serves me right. Yeah, there we go. So the woodland and forest was next to the farm. So if we sling a left here, and then yeah, it should be just down here, I think. Forest is a little bit more overgrown than I remember it, but hopefully if we head down here, and the farm should be just down here, I think. Hopefully, if I've not got lost, then okay, the developers really were kind of brutal. There is nothing left. So this was our farm. I guess that's why it's up for sale cheap. And that, folks, is the end of the roleplay. So yeah, let me stick the HUD back on, and hopefully you can't hear the washing machine in the background, and we will get down to having a little bit of a chat, shall we? Maypole Farm is back. It's in FS25. It was one of my favourite maps in FS22, so really wanted to play this. I have possibly, obviously, fallen out of love a little bit with Farming Simulator, so I figured a fresh save may invigorate my interest a little bit. We are starting from scratch again. We do have this rather wonderful pickup truck with an iconic number plate if you've been around for a while. I've also brought and left a forklift up at the store so that we can load things when we want to, and I'm going to try and be playing this a lot like the Farming the Decade series that we had on here, probably without the restrictions that we had on equipment age and vehicle age, because I'm not so sure that the mods that we need are available. There is some old kit, but I'm just going to play without that restriction. Do have precision farming installed. I have the realistic livestock mod installed. I'm looking forward to playing with that. I have made some edits to the map, so I've got rid of the sell point and the production that were on this plot of land. I've made this plot of land buyable because it's not by default. Thank you, Monarchs, for your help with that. And I have edited the animal feeding so that it is a little bit more like Maize Plus. So I've taken the animal food file that Monarchs has built into his maps, brought that into here, made some changes to it, and I've also got a poll running on the Patreon page to look at how much we increase the feeding required, because we can do that through the realistic livestock mod to make it closer to Maize Plus or not. So if I jump out of here, hopefully if I do right control right shift F, we can open up the feeding, and you'll see here under cows, so we have parallel feeding like you would with Maize Plus. We don't have all of the options available like we would, and it looks like I've got some typos in here, because it should be that the feed and eat weights match each other. So some bits I need to fix still. But what I'm expecting is 75% will be base food, which will be, for me, silage or hay. The 2 grasses are in there because we need to have those in there because of the grazing script, otherwise the game goes pop. And TMR, and some things I still need to sort, obviously. There's a grain group which would be like grain grist ideally, but we have it set to be the components of grain grist, so wheat, oats, barley, sorghum, root crops, so potatoes and sugar beet at the moment. We could probably add in the other root crops in the game now, and then a protein group, canola, soybeans, sunflowers, and I thought peas could go in as well because they're a high protein food, maybe beans as well. And then I've not yet edited the mix for TMR, but we will do. So, and you'll see that yeah, I've not quite got the ratios right in here yet, but we're going to have cows for loss. So I've got a little bit of time to debug that. I'll have a clip at the end of all of the mods that I've got installed. I want to add in the more realism mod that was shared on Cartex Discord yesterday or the day before for how vehicles behave as well. I think that'll be cool. We've got the enhanced loan mod to make the finances are going to be tricky. I've had a little bit of an experiment, and I think property prices have gone up locally, shall we say. So balancing that's going to be a challenge. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting stuck into this. It's going to be fun, I hope. Hoping it's going to recapture some of my enjoyment of playing the game. So, yeah. I think we've left the truck running, so... Quickly, let's just go through game settings and then we will crack on, I guess. So, normal economic difficulty, just so we can make progress. 2 days a month unless I need to change it. My usual crop destruction on, periodic ploughing on, fieldstones off because no one likes fieldstones, weeds on, precision farming. We'll probably be leaving weeds because it's a small farm. Disaster destruction, I might have a look and see if we can turn disasters off because we don't really get those where we are. In the UK, well, you do, but they're micro ones. I googled it. Vehicles, AO workers off on buying everything. Realistic livestock, animal removal on. Accident chance, I wasn't sure what this was, so I reduced it to 50%. Food scale is left at 100 because I'm going to edit that in the XML. I've increased the number of animals that are available in the dealership, so we have stuff to buy. Enhanced loan is left as it is. Use up your tyres is on normal, got that mod installed as well. Precision farming, I've turned off the realistic stuff. Better contracts. Just increase the max number of active contracts. The discount one, I've got it set to 1% and 20, so we can get a 20% contract discount in theory if we do a lot of contracts. Complete field on the contract, so we can in theory get some bonus stuff off the jobs, and we're going to need that. We're going to need that. So, yeah, that's everything. So let's get stuck in, shall we? So we're in this bottom corner, if you're not familiar with where we are. And we're going to be looking to hopefully buy these 3 fields and our plot of land. So, as I said, this plot of land, by default on the map, is not buyable. It has a sawmill and a biomass heating plant on it, but we've got rid of those. It's 30 grand to buy it. It's quite cheap. And we're going to buy this field to start off with. And this field, we've got wheat in... let's go back. Wheat and corn in those 2, really useful. Obviously, we're setting up a cow farm. We're going to need some grass. What I did last time is I planted this big field with grass. It was plenty for what we needed. Don't know if I'll do that again. It's got soybeans in it at the moment, which is quite tempting. But that'll only leave us with 90 grand. So at the moment, we can take out a 400 grand loan. We buy the field, so we can always resell it. Now we can take out a 370 grand loan, but weirdly, I think it's the way the loan thing works. It values cash more than land. I'm drinking a coffee at the moment. But that would give us, what, 450 to build the farm and get all our equipment. I think that's what we're going to have to do. I think it's probably better to take the loan out now while we've got the cash in the bank. So I think we just go for the max loan. The interest rate is not awful. And I think we do it over, what does 4 years look like? 8 grand a month. That's not awful. That's us doing a couple of contracts a month. So end up paying about 20 grand in interest. Well, if we did it over 5 years, we can repay it quicker. I think 5 years for, best part, well, over £1/3 for a business loan is probably sensible. We're going to do that. Bosh. So we're now borrowed up to our eyeballs. And let's build the farm, I guess. So those of you that watched the previous series, you will recognise some of this stuff. Because I'm going to go with the cow sheds that we had last time. Because I think they worked really well on here. So we're going to put in a couple of these. Somewhere there-ish. Yeah. And then we'll put another one here that'll let us have 90 cows, which I think is going to be a good number of cows. I really wish you could get, if you watch my Timberborn videos, like the grid you can get up on there to be able to check that you are aligning things properly. I want to leave a bit of a gap. Just in case we need to back in for anything, but that'll probably do. So yeah, like that. I have actually done a little bit of thinking about the design of the farm at this point, so we're going to need a silage clamp. We're going to go for this one, a finish silage clamp. I think it suits with where we are as well. So, and gonna tuck that as much into the corner as I can. So, about there, because I don't want bits of tree in it. Yep, bosh. That'll do. Like that. And then I've got sheds. Where are you? This guy. Small shed with garage. It's not actually that small, but it's really cheap. It's only 10 grand. And I've edited this. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. I think it was, yeah, that's the job I'm looking for. I've edited this so it has snapping on the angle so that we can align it with the bunker silo, and then we'll put that about there. Right, let's have a quick look at everything. I think that all looks okay. We've got a workshop trigger in there, which is obviously quite handy. I'm not sure what to do with this spot. I'm a little bit nervous about going too crazy on buying stuff. So, if we come over here, cows are going to cost us quite a bit. One of the things I like about the realistic livestock mod is we get Hereford cows. But it's going to take us a little while to build up a nice herd, I think. So, Massive Frank. I think the Herefords produce a little bit lower than the Holsteins, but yeah, like we've only got one Holstein heifer. It's only 11 months old. It's really good. So yeah, it could take us a while to get a decent herd. You can refresh the list, obviously. But you know, none of those. We might have to have a mixed herd, I guess. We've got 2 sheds, so we could have a herd of Holsteins and a herd of Herefords. And they're beef cattle, actually, by the looks of it. So, but yeah. So I'm not sure what to do with this space. We're going to need some kind of silo, potentially, for storing grain. Or we put in another shed to store grain in. Either way, I guess. My thoughts around... And if we look at the... God, I've played this game so little. So, the corn, we might be silaging next month, I guess. Soybeans and wheat. The wheat we can harvest now. In fact, the wheat we need to harvest now. And it hasn't accounted for the fact that we've changed the number of days per month. So we need to harvest the wheat. Soybeans, we're then going to have to wait. So we're going to have to lease a combine and hang on to it. I think we silage the corn. We're going to need some hay. Yeah. I'm really curious, have any of you tried Matrix's mod for the grass working contracts that makes them like they used to be? If you have, let me know, because that would, really help us out on here, because there's quite a lot of grass fields. So, yeah. Because getting some excess hay bales would be really nice. But I think probably what we need to do now is have a look in the sales, see what there is that we need. The X9 is clearly what we need. No. But mowers would be useful. So I've got the extreme sales unlock on, and I think at the moment it's set to unlock a lot of stuff, which is going to be beneficial to us. So let's roll with it. Oh, that is not a bad shout. That bale trader is not a bad shout either. Game, why you do this to me? We so don't need this. I so don't need to be spending 60 grand on a 240 horsepower tractor, but with a front attacher, with a PTO, it would be wholly inappropriate for doing everything that we need to do. But equally, it would be kind of, we could get a mower set for like 5 grand. That'd be pretty good. We can get a straw bale for a decent price. I think I probably need to go through and adjust the settings in the Sales Unlocker mod. But for getting set up, I'm not. Oh, game, you're killing me. You're absolutely killing me. That's got to be a sign, hasn't it? That's got to be a sign. No? I don't need 248 horsepower. Equally, I mean, this is the perfect tractor for doing everything. That causes me so many dilemmas. I think there's a bunch of really sensible things we should be buying in here. The round baler. Bunch of really sensible things we should be buying in it. So let's start doing that. That 21 hours. Was there a cheaper one of those? So that's 2.7, 3.1. So we should get the 3.1 meter because it really doesn't matter. 60 horsepower. Yeah. Let's grab that. Going to need mowers. Even if we don't have grass yet, we should definitely get that. Yep. Did I say I did say I'm using precision farming, didn't I? I feel like a bale wrapper would be a good purchase. But I feel like maybe we could get that later because we're going to get silage off of the corn, which we're not going to be wrapping. Anything I'm thinking is if... Yeah, maybe we can instantly pay for the spreader with some fertilizing contracts. There's a bale wrapping job. Just seeing those contracts disappear. Is there a lazy farmers option these days? No. Okay. I think it's worth us getting that, actually. I think it's worth us getting that. Not going to get that yet. This, I think, is a good buy. I was so excited when this was pointed out to me because it can have a front loader. I don't know if that's going to change anything. If it does, we'll put it back to... oh, we can have it as a Deutz for no cost. Well, that's a no-brainer, isn't it? Yep. Wheel setup, we will leave brief, quick hitch, standard. Old colour scheme. Oh, we can't have the front loader on that one. Okay. Yes, we can. 15 grand for a front loader tractor. Hells yes, please. and it's 70 horsepower. We then need to go in here because I'm not sure. Okay. There it is. 4.5 grand. Awesome. Old attacher, new attacher. We'll go with new attacher because I assume that takes the standard tools. And we will just tab our way up. Oh, so good. I have wanted a replacement for my old favourite case tractor forever. And it has been delivered finally after 2 games. Look at that. It's going to be perfect as a yard tractor. And actually, with 70 horsepower, I'm wondering if... Yes, it's going to look ridiculous. But if it's stupid and it works, that is too stupid. But yeah, this is going to be a really useful bit of utility kit. So back into the sales. Going to need a bunch of tools for it at some point. I think this bale trailer is a sensible buy. I need to do all of the number plates. So number plates should have patron names on them. I will do those afterwards because I'm kind of not set up with that. Apologies. I'm kind of a bit like a kid in a candy store. So, nice big bale trailer. 600 kilogram weight. That seems like a sensible purchase. So, yep. Actually, that might be a nice size for this tractor. Oh, this is such a nice tractor. I don't have my headphones in, so I don't know how it sounds, but... actually, that might be a bit big for this, but... Anyway. What I'm going to do is we'll get... Oh, no. Actually, that might be alright. We'll get all the buying done, and I'll probably end it there, because it's going to take me a while to get all this stuff moved. That's somewhat tempting, but we don't really need that. We don't really need it. Stop looking at the class. I mean, that's tempting, to be fair. It doesn't have a front 3-point. We need something with a front 3-point. So, medium tractors. So the sensible choice. Oh, rear mower. Back into the sales. There was this guy, because that gives us like 5 meters of 5.6 meters of mowing width. I think that is pretty good. So, and if we now go in to our, so that needs 60 horsepower. That needs 45, so that's only like 100 horsepower. I'm just thinking back into the sales. That's a really good price as well. We should lease combines. Probably not worth buying. That's a really good price for a disc harrow. 108 horsepower for an 8-meter disc harrow. Does the seeder unit let that seed? Grass and OSR. Won't bother with the seeder unit, but I think we're going to pick that up. About 108 horsepower is kind of what I was thinking anyway. We are going to pick up the round baler as well. Doing for cash. Still got 250 left. So what would I like to get still? We need a windrower, a tedder. I think feeders and planters will probably lease. Same with a plough, because we probably won't need that a lot. 5.5 meters. It's probably okay, and it's the same brand as our mower. So let's grab that. Windrower. I might wait and see if we can pick one of those up in the sales. Yeah. We need to wait until we've got feed before we buy any animals. So again, I'm going to, I think, just wait and see if anything animal related comes up in the sale. So we need a main tractor. We need a trailer, really, a grain trailer. And we've got some nice options. Oh, that's not as expensive as I thought. 10,000 litres. Well, we've got the Red Rock. I do like the Red Rock. The Red Rock is nice because we could use it as a silage trailer as well. Or we could lease the grain trailer because we don't need it very often. Kind of thinking that that might be sensible. Forage harvesting, we will need to lease a forage harvester, and hopefully we can find a cheap modded one. We will be leasing a combine. We've got some nice cheap options for that. The tractor. I'm procrastinating because my head and my heart are battling like crazy. My head says we should go for something like this. You know, front 3-point. We could do it as 108 horsepower, 51 grand. Very sensible starting tractor. It will do pretty much everything that we need it to. 50 grand. We've got the 4755. a modified 4755 because I was messing around in Giants Editor. 190 horsepower, 75, bit expensive at the moment. And what else have we got? Most of the rest of these are a bit rich for us. We've got the Giants version. It's Giants one. It's a bit expensive. If we go down a level, what have we got? We've got the Fiat 130, or 1300, sorry. 150 horsepower, so not going to be able to pull the disc harrow we've just brought. Again, no good. We've kind of painted ourselves into a corner with wanting 180 horsepower, which I don't think is unreasonable. I mean, the Z-Tours are nice, but we're really looking at a medium tractor. Got the Agrostar. I haven't used that in a while, actually. I used that a lot in tutorials. Got the Nemesis 180. Ooh. Actually, that's not a bad shout. That is not a bad shout at all. Get that up to 190 horsepower, 40k, 50k gearbox. Which is reverse driving is quite expensive. We won't get that yet. PTO. For realism, we should add that. We won't add the Azaria stuff because it's pointless. So that's like 75 grand. No, 77 grand. But I do quite like that as an option. Oh. Or I've got that one. Assume that's slightly newer. Because it costs a bit more. We've got the 900, which costs quite a bit more. And I'm going to spend 77. I could spend 74 and get the 4755, but we had that on Rottima. So which is why it was modified, because I was going to modify it for that. Or, and that's 120. I really want to spend 120. Oops. 60 or for 100. We've got a Series 8, but we had a Series 8 on 50 grand. Got 30 hours on the clock, 36 months. Or 31 hours and 36 months. I am running the major service mod as well, so we could service it. 50 grand. Or I am so undecided. Do you know what? Because I can't decide, I'm going to let you guys decide. After I post this video, there will be a poll. Do we get the class? Do we get the Fent? Or do we get the John Deere? Do we go for a fourth? Yeah, let's include that as well. Or do we get the Fiat? Because I cannot decide. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I need to get all of this stuff back to the farm. And I need to sort out all of the number plates on all of the things. And I am really excited for this series. It's the first time I have been excited about playing Farm Sim in quite a while, if I am honest. Yeah. So next time you will have picked the tractor that we're going to use. As our starter tractor. There's the forklift in the corner. Yeah, you will have picked the tractor that we're going to use. We will need to harvest our wheat field. So, from a precision farming point of view, probably I'm just going to buy the soil samples. It's $3,000. Because it's not that much money. Yeah, we'll probably do that before we... I love this tractor so much. But I'll probably just buy the soil samples before we harvest the field. Yeah. Let me know what you think. In terms of the other series, basically, they're done. Apologies if you were enjoying those series, but something I asked about in the last Farm Sim video that I did, because I'm making less videos now, trying to run 3 series means they're making so little progress. I want to focus on one series. I'm trying to set this up in a way that I'm going to really enjoy it and therefore want to play the game more. And I really do. If it wasn't for the fact that I want your input on the tractor that we're going to buy, I would probably just crack on and get this going. But my plan is to, as soon as I finish recording this, edit it and upload it for release tomorrow, so that hopefully in the next day or so I can have the next video out and really make some progress. So yeah, that's it, folks. Thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members, and yeah, apologies if you were enjoying some of the other series, but they were progressing at a glacial pace, and I'm hoping that by focusing on one, it will be less glacial. See you next time. Because I know I will probably forget, I want to show you this at the end, but I'm going to record it at the start. This is the mods I currently have installed. This will change as we go through the series. I'm pretty sure there is already one mod I want to add in. I've forgotten the name. It's the one that improves the realism of how vehicles handle. It was on Cartech's Discord yesterday. That looks really cool. But yeah, this will change as we go through, but this is what's installed at the moment. Probably we won't be using the Prairies and Plains DLC on here, but yeah, this is currently what we have. Bit of a jump there, sorry. Hopefully you'll see everything if you're interested. You might not be. If you're not, it's right at the end of the video, so it doesn't matter. You won't have had to watch it. There you go. Those are the mods that currently are in the save game, just in case you're curious.